Hi, I'm Alice. I live in New York with my husband Roger. We have 2 kids. Our older daughter, Clara, is a lawyer, and our younger one is in college. I work as a teacher, and Roger has big dreams of starting his own business. He believes it will make good money, but he doesn't have enough to get started, so he does small jobs to save up. I don't mind because my job brings in a steady income, and I handle the household expenses without any trouble. One Sunday afternoon, we were sitting in the living room. "The weather is nice today," Roger said. "Yes, it is. I'm excited to see Clara. She's been away for so long," I replied. "Me too. I've missed her." "How is your business idea going, dear?" I asked. "It's going well. I found an investor and things are looking promising," Roger said. "Oh, that's great. I wish I could help you more with money," I said. "It's okay. Your income keeps the household running. Don't worry about it. I know you're doing your best, and I appreciate everything you do," Roger reassured me. "That's not what I meant, dear. I'm proud of your ambition and I believe in your dreams. I just want us to succeed together," I said. Before I could say more, Clara's voice interrupted us. "Mom, Dad, I'm back. Welcome home, Clara. We missed you so much," we both said. "I missed you both too. It's great to be back," Clara replied. Clara had just finished her law training. She's a sincere and kind girl. The next few days were full of joy and laughter. "Hey Mom, shall we go on a family trip? I'm starting work next month, and I want to spend time with you all before that," Clara suggested. She was right. We hadn't been on a family trip in years. I decided to fulfill her wish. "Oh sure, dear. It's been so long since we spent quality time together, and now that you're here, you don't have to worry about the expenses," I said. "Mom, I'll contribute too," Clara offered. I felt so proud of my daughter. We've raised our kids well, but I had some savings and wanted to pay for the trip myself. "Oh, it's okay. I have some savings and a credit card. We'll still have a good time," I said. "Great, Mom. I'll plan the whole trip," Clara said excitedly. The next day, Clara came to me. "Hey Mom, I need your credit card to book the flight." "Here you go," I said, handing her the card. "Thank you, Mom. I'll be back in a while," she said and went to book the tickets. But after a few minutes, she came out of her room looking worried. "Mom," Clara called. "Yes, dear?" "I can't book the tickets. It says your card has been blocked. I booked the tickets with my card, but I'm wondering what happened to yours." "What? How is that possible?" I asked, surprised. I checked, and it turned out that a big monthly payment was pending. "What? I didn't take any loan recently, and all the previous dues have been paid off," I said, confused. "Then it might be a mistake by the bank. I'll call them and check," Clara said. I started to worry. I've always been careful about money and paid all my dues on time. I hoped it was just a mistake, but I tried to stay calm. Clara was on a call with the bank manager for a long time. I waited anxiously for her to finish. "Hey, is everything okay?" "What did they say?" I asked when she finally came out. "Mom, they told me you took a big loan this year and haven't paid any installments. That's why your card has been blocked. We can't use it until you pay the due amount," Clara explained. "What? I didn't take any loans. Are you sure, Mom? Maybe you don't remember. The amount is huge. How much is it?" $75,000, Clara replied. "What? How could I forget such a large amount? I've never taken on a debt this big." "It's okay, Mom. They said they would email the documents. We'll see what we can do," Clara said, trying to calm me down. "Oh God, what is this new problem?" "Don't worry, Mom. Where's Dad?" "I'll let him know. He went on a business trip for a week. It's an important meeting with a new investor," I said. "No worries. I'll handle it," Clara reassured me. But I was still really worried about the loan situation. I tried really hard to remember the details, but I couldn't recall anything. I've always been careful with my money since I've had to manage everything on my own, and the idea of taking out a big loan scares me. I even wondered if this could be a scam, which made me feel really uneasy. While on the business trip, Thomas and Roger had a serious conversation about money. "I don't understand why your wife didn't invest in your business all these years if she wanted to support you. And why did she transfer money to my account instead of doing it directly?" Thomas asked. "Honestly, I don't know the reasons behind her actions," Roger replied. "Are you sure about that? I heard she's a teacher, so how did she suddenly come up with such a large amount of money? It's better if you don't say a word to her, or you'll have to deal with the consequences, Thomas said. Roger then showed some photos to Thomas, who got scared and stayed quiet. That's not the main issue right now. Let's focus on my business idea. Did you like it? Roger asked. I have to admit, your idea is very interesting, but I want to remind you that there's always a risk in any business venture. Have you thought about the potential risks and challenges? Thomas asked. I understand there are risks, but I firmly believe in the success of my idea, Roger replied. It's good to have confidence, but you should be prepared. A well-thought-out plan and risk management are crucial for any business to succeed, Thomas advised. Thank you, Thomas. Let's go to the meeting now, Roger said. Roger nailed the meeting with his convincing skills and got the deal. They made a huge profit. Back at home, Clara came out after analyzing the details sent by the bank. Mom, the bank has emailed your details. It looks like the person who took the loan used all your documents. The loan is in your name, and your signature is on the papers too, Clara explained. Signature? I never signed any such document. You know me, Clara, I always read everything before signing, I said, shocked. I know, Mom, it's a fraud, and I'll find out who did this to you. But first, we need to file a police report, Clara said. What about my blocked cards and the payments due on this debt? I asked, worried. It's okay, Mom. I spoke with the bank manager. He said he'd report the fraud and could pause the payments until the culprit is found, Clara reassured me. I don't know how this happened. I feel terrible. You just wanted a trip, and I couldn't even give you that, I said, feeling guilty. It's okay, Mom. I promise I'll find out who did this before our trip, Clara said determinedly. I felt proud of my daughter at that moment, but I was also worried that she might get into trouble. I didn't want to discourage her, so I decided to support her fully. First, give me the documents, Mom. I'll go to the bank and verify them, Clara said. I handed her the documents. When Clara came back, she said the documents were real, but the signature wasn't mine. Someone had copied my signature and taken out a loan in my name. It must be someone close, Mom. Someone who has access to your documents and has seen your signature. Do you suspect anyone? Clara asked. I don't know, dear. My documents are always kept safe in our bedroom, and I never gave the key to anyone. My signature is something only my colleagues at school and family know, but none of them would do this, I replied. Where do you keep the keys, Mom? Clara asked. In my bedroom. Only your dad and I know where they are, I said. Could it be Dad, Roger? Clara asked hesitantly. No, what are you saying? He's your dad, I exclaimed. I know. But everything is pointing to him. Did you know, Mom? Dad can mimic your signature, Clara said. I used to take your signature on my report card so you wouldn't scold me for my low grades. What? I said it shocked. Yes, Dad can mimic your signature exactly, Clara admitted. Tears started rolling down my cheeks. But we still can't be sure of anything, Mom. The loan money was transferred to someone else's account. Do you know anyone named Thomas? Clara asked. You mean Thomas Jones? Yes, I've seen that name on your dad's phone. Maybe he's one of his friends. What's going on here? I need to talk to Roger, I said, feeling a wave of confusion. Yes, we should clarify this. He might have an explanation, Clara agreed. I called Roger, but he was unreachable. I couldn't believe he might have done this to me. If there was an emergency, he should have told me. My mind was full of questions, and I couldn't think straight. Mom, I think we should wait until Dad comes back, Clara suggested. Okay, I said, though the next 2 days were incredibly hard. Roger's phone remained unreachable, and I couldn't stop worrying. I was anxiously waiting for him to return home. Finally, on the day he was supposed to come back, the doorbell rang. Thinking it was him, I rushed to open the door, but it was just a courier. Disappointed, I signed the receipt and brought the package inside. What is it, Mom? Clara asked. I don't know, maybe some school documents. I'll check later, I replied. Shall I open it? Clara offered. Yes, go ahead, I said. As soon as Clara opened the package, it fell from her hands, and she looked shocked. Mom, she exclaimed. Seeing her panic, I got scared too and rushed over. She was pointing at the envelope on the floor. I picked it up, opened it, and saw some photos. The moment I saw them, my head started spinning. I sat down and looked at them again. The photos showed me hugging my friend Jackson, who works with me at school. There were also photos of us sitting in a cafe, feeding each other and even kissing. I couldn't believe it. I had never done such a thing. I'd always loved Roger. How was this possible? Clara, this isn't possible. I mean, the face and hair are mine, but I've never done this. Jackson has a family, and I would never cheat on your dad, I said, desperately trying to make sense of it. I know, Mom. It's hard for me to believe too, but the love letters in there are in your handwriting. It doesn't seem right, Clara said, confused. Just then, Roger arrived home. Dad, Clara said, greeting him. Why do you look so? By the way, I've got great news. We made a tremendous profit on this deal, Roger announced, not noticing the tension in the room. Oh, why is it so hot in here? What's going on? What's in your hand, Alice? Before I could stop him, Roger took the envelope from me. He opened it and stared at the photos. What is this? Who is this man, Alice? Answer me. Roger demanded angrily. It's my colleague, Jackson, I explained, trembling. Oh wow. Is this what you do at school? Roger shouted. Dad, at least listen to her. The photos are edited. Don't you trust Mom? You know how much she loves you, Clara pleaded. No, she doesn't love me. That's why she's so calm and hasn't asked you about the $75,000 debt I took in her name, Roger retorted. What? You took out that loan? I asked in shock. Oh, so you found out, Alice? Well, since we're on the subject, listen to this. I want a divorce. You've cheated on me, and I'm going to file a case against you in court, Roger declared. Stop it, Dad. I never thought I'd have to say this to you, but I have no other choice. Mom never cheated on you. You've created these fake proofs to sabotage her. Clara shouted, standing up to her father. Oh, I never thought you'd become this smart. You figured it out, but you don't have any proof. Listen carefully. If you still want to call me Dad, you'll do what I say, Roger threatened. No, Dad. I became a lawyer to fight for the truth and punish liars. I'm going to fight for Mom, Clara replied, determined. Roger couldn't believe what Clara was saying. He stared at her angrily. You're just a kid. You don't have any proof. If you want to fight for your mom, then get out of this house now, Roger shouted. Okay, Dad, I'll leave, but you'll realize your mistakes soon. Come on, Mom, let's go to my place, Clara said. I couldn't believe this was my husband, the man I had loved all my life. How could he do this to me? And most importantly, why? I had always supported him, and now he was repaying me like this. I couldn't handle the trauma. Clara took me to her home. Mom, rest for a while. Don't think too much. I'll make everything right, Clara said. I closed my eyes, and memories of Roger and me falling in love, getting married, raising our kids, and our life together flashed before my eyes. How could he forget everything? Why would he do this to me? I fell asleep, exhausted and heartbroken. Meanwhile, Clara was working on the case. She had learned in law school to always stand up for the truth, no matter what. She was determined to uncover the truth. Clara emailed the photos to her friend, who was an editor, to confirm that they were edited. Then she started investigating Thomas Jones. Clara got his contact details from the bank and called him. Hello, Thomas? Hello, who is this? Thomas answered. I'm Clara, Roger's daughter, the one in whose business you've invested money. Clara introduced herself. I don't know any Roger, Thomas said, sounding confused. Stop lying. I have all the proof of your emails and chats. This call is being recorded, so you better tell the truth, Clara warned. Thomas sighed. Roger is blackmailing me, Clara. I'm sorry. He said he would ruin my marriage if I didn't cooperate. You don't have to worry. He can't do anything. But if you don't speak the truth, I'll have to file a complaint against you as well, Clara replied firmly. No, please don't. I'm sorry, I'll cooperate. What do you want to know? Thomas asked, his voice shaky. How much did you invest in my dad's business? Clara questioned. Clara, I didn't invest anything. Your mom did, Thomas confessed. Mom, do you know this? Clara asked, turning to me. Yes, Alice, right? You transferred $75,000 to me and told me to invest in Roger's business, Thomas said. What? When? I exclaimed, shocked. Clara, I have no idea what he's talking about. I never transferred money to him or texted him. It's okay, Mom. I think I've got an idea, Clara reassured me. She then told Thomas, okay, thank you for cooperating. This is enough information. We realized Roger had deceived everyone. Clara then decided to check with Jackson. She knew him well and trusted that he wouldn't do anything wrong, but she needed proof. Clara went to Jackson's house and explained everything. Jackson was shocked when he saw the photos. In reality, the photos were of Jackson and his wife. Roger had edited my face in place of Jackson's wife. Clara collected the original photos from Jackson as evidence. A few days later, another courier arrived. "Mom, here's another package for you," Clara said. "Oh God, what now?" I muttered, feeling exhausted. "Relax, Mom. Just open it," Clara encouraged me. I opened the package and was shocked once again. It was divorce papers. Roger had sent me divorce papers, accusing me of cheating on him. "What? This is too much now, Mom. You need to fight this," Clara insisted. "Dear, he doesn't love me anymore. Maybe it's better if we get separated. But I won't accept these false accusations. We'll go to court and prove him wrong," I decided. Clara was right, there was no love left, but I had to protect my self-respect. So we appealed to the court. On the day of the trial, Clara and I went to the family court. Roger stood in front of me, and I looked into his eyes, seeing no feelings for me. How could a person change so suddenly? What did I do wrong in our marriage? The trial started, and Roger accused me of cheating on him with Jackson and demanded a divorce. Clara spoke confidently, "Your Honor, the accusations against my client are baseless. We have evidence to prove this. The photos in question were manipulated, and here are the original photos." Clara's editor friend had confirmed the photos were edited, and Clara presented the original ones as evidence. She also explained how the photos had been altered. "The evidence we provided shows that my client did not cheat. These accusations are false," Clara argued. The judge reviewed the evidence and then asked me about the divorce. "Your Honor, I do want a divorce. My husband's false accusations and actions have destroyed our relationship. There's no love left between us," I said, holding back tears. "But there's also a serious matter. Roger took a substantial debt in my name by forging my signature and committing fraud with the bank. This needs to be addressed." Clara presented the examination of the signature, which turned out to be fake. Thomas also testified, explaining how Roger had blackmailed him. "Mr. Roger, do you have any explanation for these actions?" the judge asked. Roger sighed. "I admit I made false accusations against my wife, and I did take out a loan in her name. I was desperate and needed financial support for my business, but she didn't support me. So I wanted to separate from her." "If you wanted a divorce, why make false accusations?" the judge pressed. "Because I didn't want her to be a part of my success. I didn't want to pay alimony after the divorce," Roger confessed. Hearing Roger's words, I felt a mix of sadness and disbelief. I had supported him all these years, even if not financially, and this was how he repaid me. "Your Honor, my client seeks justice. We request appropriate measures to address the financial deception and false accusations," Clara stated. The judge acknowledged the harm Roger had caused and made his final decision. Roger and I were granted a divorce, and he was ordered to pay a substantial compensation. I was proud of Clara for standing by me, though I couldn't help feeling hurt by my husband's actions. However, I found comfort in knowing that I had protected my self-esteem. After a week, I started to heal from the emotional trauma. Clara and I decided to go on the trip we had planned, seeking much-needed time together and a fresh start.